Introduce you to a concept called Ahimsa, which is a Sanskrit word meaning non-violence. This lifestyle is deeply rooted in Indian culture and was more recently spread to the Western world through the teachings of Buddha a few hundred years ago. Animal protection is the first step in understanding non-violence. Because if life comes from life, and love comes from love, violence must also come from violence. The issue surrounding animals is not whether they can reason or whether they can talk, but can they suffer? Okay. There are many reasons to support a meat-free diet. Health, lifestyle, ethical, religious, humane, environmental, or maybe just a simple thought of that cute little lamb running through the fields, happily ending up on your plate might be enough to disgust you. The laws of science tell us that for every action there's a reaction. So violence breeds violence. Don't take my word for it. Here's what Pythagoras had to say on the subject. He said, "For as long as men massacre animals, they will surely kill each other. Indeed, he who sows the seeds of pain and sorrow cannot know love and joy." He was considered to know what he was talking about and taken very serious indeed. Was John Lennon really such a hopeless dreamer to envisage a peaceful world? I know we have all felt hopelessness watching the events of Bosnia, Belfast and Gaza. Wouldn't it be great to be able to do something? This concept of non-violence gives you the power to actually make a difference. Sounds strange, but if you can connect violence against animals and violence against our brothers and sisters, you have the power to make a real difference. You can actually change the world. Vegetarianism itself has attracted the greatest minds of the Western world for centuries. Leonardo da Vinci, Thomas Edison, Henry David Thoreau, George Bernard Shaw. They were all avid preachers of this lifestyle and spoke and wrote about it passionately. What's the big deal, you might think? I don't eat that much meat anyway. The big deal, my friends, is that every day 2.5 million innocent animals are slaughtered in Britain. Every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. In America, 500,000, that's 500,000, innocent creatures are murdered. Every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month. This is the reality. Okay? My goal today is just to get you to just look at the bigger picture. I'm not here to tell you that eating meat is bad for you. I just want you to look at the bigger picture. That's all. If you just look at the environmental question, just the environment, the two biggest problems we have at the moment are food and water. These commodities are becoming very expensive and more rare. Okay? Albert Einstein said, "Nothing will do more for human health and our survival on this planet than the evolution to a meat-free diet." And he stood by this until his dying days. He was so worried about the path we're taking. The meat industry uses half of all the water used for all purposes in America. The amount of water used in the production of the average steer is enough to float a destroyer. Okay. The meat industry is also the biggest destroyer of the rainforest. Every quarter pounder consumes 55 square feet of rainforest. The beef industry has also contributed to more deaths in America than all the wars of the last 100 years, all natural disasters, and all automobile accidents combined. The biggest killer in America is heart disease. It strikes every 45 seconds. The average US male has a 50% chance risk of heart attack. The average American who has a meat-free diet, but 15% compared to 50%. And this is the average male, nothing special. Okay? If you think that beef is real food for real people, you know, you better live real close to a real good hospital. Meat production is also uneconomical, believe it or not. If the water used in meat production was not subsidized by the American taxpayer, the average quarter pounder, the average hamburger would cost $35. A pound of protein from beef steak would cost $89 if that water was not subsidized by the American taxpayer. The biggest employer in America is the junk food industry. Back to some farmer people here, you know what it's like, an acre of land. An acre of land can produce 20,000 pounds of potatoes, whereas 1 acre of land produces 165 pounds of beef. It's not rocket science, guys. You know, it's simple mathematics and common sense. 16 pounds of grain and soybeans are needed to produce 1 pound of beef. Harvard nutritionist Gene Meyer estimates that if we can cut down meat production by 10%, it would free enough grain to feed 60 million people. That's about how many people will die of starvation this year. 10% cut. We can feed every hungry person on the planet. These are not statistics, these are facts. My dear colleagues, if you can just consider the benefit for yourself, your loved ones, and for everyone on the planet, just think about these things and see if there's something small you can do. Anything. This concept it's a simple concept, but the implications are quite complex. Again, it's not about eating meat. Look at the big picture. The reward, the real feeling, an honest feeling of making a real difference in the world today, and a change of personal consciousness. The non-violent lifestyle embraces the power of one principle, as opposed to the power to kill. As we speak, 5,000 people in Britain are joining this peace movement every day. That's more, much more than those stopping smoking and drinking. And we all know how bad those things are for our mental and physical health. So there's something really big going on, you know. Thou shalt not kill. It means exactly that, for man and animals alike. Man is known for his ideal. A man without ideal is a man without character. A man without belief is a lost man. I would like to finish with a quote from Edmund Burke, who bravely said, "All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." Thank you very much for your kind attention.